Hi. Here, 1 second.
1,000. Okay, you're done.
Yeah, right? I'm like, not feeling it today. Or the kettlebell stuff was good, but I'm just tired.
I worked out a lot yesterday. Are you counting?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on top.
Thank you. You know. Awesome. Yeah, now there's even more than before.
There's even more?
Yeah, like.
Because you did so well on Monday, he's giving you more.
Yes, there's no. Every week there's more. Did you go biking yesterday?
Yeah.
Was it nice? Yeah.
I'm feeling
It
tired.
was so nice. It was so nice, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go today too. I mean, I was going to take my bike up the first day, but by the time I was on the phone, and anyway, I had a bunch of things that happened, so I'm going to go today. So, here is she explains how not how she came up with it, but what's involved with planning the menu.
Uh-huh.
And then, this is supposed to be make you laugh. And then she has, well, it's on here somewhere, what the different spices. But I thought, reading the rest of it, oh, here it is, chef tip. Yeah, the rest of it would be of interest.
Yeah, thank you.
Why they
That's awesome.
design it.
The way.
Yeah. And, I brought my iPad, so if we have time to do yoga.
Yeah.
You
I'm
can
just
stretch it afterward.
I don't know what you feel like doing. I already did the kettlebell stuff. It wasn't much today. So I just have this stuff to do.
The general.
The general stuff, but
Oh, that's perfect.
if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think maybe you should do so like I was doing 30 of everything before, but now it's 40 this week. So I think if you want to do a little bit less, that just because like I'm tired and it's 3 times. But or you know what? Actually, I have 2 more things for this set, and then if you want to do the next 2 sets with me, then that's like a little bit less,
Yeah, maybe I'll do 20 or 10. It
or
depends on what you're doing.
Whatever you feel like. You can look at it. I can't remember. I think you did it before, but it's just rows. That's it. Rows, squats, deadlifts. These ones are really. These ones suck, and I don't do them as deep as you're supposed to do.
And here's the menu. And then the directions are on the back how to do it.
That's awesome. Great. Okay.
Oh yeah, they're on here. And then you can switch out the meat.
Yeah.
The most important thing is what you eat during that day. If there's one fruit day, and then there's a carbo day, and no carbo day.
Right.
And the quantities are important.
My heart is good.
Do you have a scale?
No, I actually been meaning to buy one, but I get really like I was counting calories for a while, but it makes me get obsessive about it, and I don't like that about myself, and so I kind of stopped. I'm trying, and I feel like generally I feel like I know what I should eat, but it's self-controlled. It's like the hard part sometimes. But like, I feel like I've been okay. But because like I was gonna get a scale, but then I was like, and it's also just the time.
Yeah.
Because like
it does take time to
already,
weigh everything.
Yeah.
But what I did is I bought a whole bunch of meat
Uh-huh.
and did it all at once,
Yeah.
and then put it in the
That's the
freezer.
best way. Yeah.
And I put it in the freezer bags, but I also wrapped it in tinfoil. I mean, not tinfoil, but saran wrap twice.
Yeah.
So then when it thaws, it doesn't wreck the bag, and then I can use the bag again.
That's a really good idea.
And then
Actually,
it's just, if you get that prep work done, then
Yeah,
the rest of
you
it,
just know.
pull it out of the freezer and ready.
Okay, one more. Man, I don't know why I'm so tired today. Because I drank a little bit yesterday. I can tell it's a little bit easier each time. Those ones I figured out. Remember how I told you there are two different types of swings? There's like the hard style and then there's like the pendulum one. So I was doing the hard style before, which looks like this. But like, I don't know if you can see a difference between that and this. Like this is a lot more relaxed and it's way easier to do a lot more because the hard style, I was so tired.
Well, it's good that you're doing whatever's easiest and best for your body.
I'm cheating with you. It definitely feels better on your body too. Like it feels more relaxed. I don't know.
Are you supposed to have a minute between each exercise? You're supposed to go right into the next one?
Yeah. I do. I think I'm supposed to do them all. Rest at the end. Like here, I'll rest for like 1 to 2 minutes, I think. And I'm supposed to do it again. But by the end, I was looking at like, because it's 12 weeks that he has like written out for me. And by the end, I'm supposed to do it all nonstop. So like every week, it's like a little bit more, you know, and less rest. I think. I really honestly, I just do it by how I feel. But I feel like that makes sense, you know, like for me. And I feel like I still make progress that way, you know.
Yeah, well, Monday you must have been feeling awesome because you did so great. So
I feel like
you might as well capitalize when you're
yeah, or like if I have days where I'm like,
right.
But weirdly enough, like sometimes I go in and I'm really tired and I'm like, oh, today's gonna be a shit day, but then it ends up being like a really good day. So I've also really realized like you go in with like, you know, expectations because like I'll surprise myself, you know. Or days I go in and I'm like, yeah, I feel really good, and then I'm just like, oh, can't do anything. I don't know, it's weird. Because it's influenced by so many things, you know, like sleep and how I eat and
How much
if I'm
energy
like,
gives
yeah. If I'm like fighting or, you know.
Right.
Okay. If you want to do these, so I'm going to do rows now.
Okay.
He has me doing them, oh, you know what? I'm using this little bell for these.
I was going to just like this.
Okay. I'm cheating. Wait.
I'm just going to be a little.
I didn't even ask you how did everything go? How did the doctors go?
Oh, so the doctor said to, let's see, the yoga is making a huge difference. I can feel it when I get the stretches, this really intense one that I was sweating through.
Mm-hmm.
I did it yesterday, and I could feel it. I didn't feel it so much yesterday, but I could feel it all the way down to my knees.
Yeah.
So all of our muscles are interconnected. And when I read about it on the internet, because I was looking for a book to get my roommate so she could do something in bed.
Okay.
And it said that it'll help stretch ligaments and tendons, and so I'm excited about keep doing it because the more I can stretch my hip flexors and here, that means I'll be able to sit on my calves.
Yeah.
Right, because it's so tight.
Yeah.
And the thing that I already knew to make sure my knees don't go over, but I think that it's, and I also remember I was getting clammy.
Yeah.
Well, the yoga, I read there's something, I don't remember what the word is, but it's when my muscles are constricted, that it constricts the blood veins.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
And then my hands get clammy because there's not enough blood going there.
Right.
And now they haven't been clammy all week.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, that fast, but I've been doing yoga every day except Monday.
Awesome.
And I haven't had a headache except Monday when I did it, but it was just a little, when I didn't do it, it was just a little one. But as long as I keep doing it, and I can feel like there's some movement in my shoulder, whereas before, well, you could feel the difference. Feel this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, push harder. Okay. Now feel this one. So this one used to be as hard as this one.
Wow.
Where it felt like this was wood.
Oh, yeah, that sounds miserable also. Like that just sounds uncomfortable.
So she said that these neck exercises I could do twice a day, and I would like to do it before I go to sleep, but it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no headaches. I mean,
That's awesome.
so I don't have to call saying, hey, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I
Hey, I
have
get
massive
it.
headache.
Sometimes I'm just like not feeling any of it. So, so if you want to do them, actually, this is how I was doing them before. Like with your hand on your knee and then pulling up. Yeah, like your elbow going to the ceiling.
So I'm gonna do. Oh, so you
If you want to
do 40.
I'm gonna do 40. If you want to do, what feels like a good number? Like 15,
I'm gonna,
15?
Yeah,
Or
let me
is that a
try
lot?
15 because that's like,
A lot.
well, yeah, remember I was 10 to 12 is when it's really heavy, and then
Yeah.
12,
15 is lighter.
12 to
Yeah, you're
15 is to get lean as opposed to bulk.
right. Good. I'm like, I don't know. I think there's no avoiding this.
Well, there's a difference between real bulk.
It's true. Maybe I'm just self-conscious.
Yeah, 15 is good, especially if I'm doing another set.
Yeah.
It's so nice that it's just you and I. I mean, nothing against your kids, but it's really nice to have this.
Quiet and
And the focus.
Yes. Oh, I know. Like it's so hard with them. And
Yeah, I mean, it makes the workout so much longer.
yeah. Oh yeah. And just like it's not the same. Like I feel like I still enjoy it, but I don't get the same benefit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like my me time.
Yeah. Okay, so
Just
what's
squats
next?
now. If you want to use, I don't remember what you were using before.
I use that on my back, but I'm gonna just keep with this for now.
Sure.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 15
I
again.
was gonna say 15. I'm trying to go deeper on these, but they suck. squats, I think.
I'm not going to do a squat jump.
Yeah, no, don't do that. I think that that's really specific to kettlebell sport because when you do the jerk, which is that one, it's the same. You want that, like that power, like explosive power from your legs. And so I think they do that. Or I had read a thing saying that teaches you like that muscle. What is it, like a reflex? I don't know. Okay. So deadlifts are up from the ground. Maybe, do you feel okay? I think this one's not as hard on the knees. It starts on the ground, and then you have it like kind of between your feet, between your heels, and then you hinge back like you're gonna touch the wall with your butt, and then you just push through your heels and push up and squeeze your butt at the top.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay. I'm like out of breath. Yeah. You didn't say a number, right? You got it. I realized. Through.
So I was doing these thighs, quads, butts, and it was so intense I was sweating like you.
Hey, that's awesome.
I wouldn't say I was dripping, but I
You
was
were
sweating.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was so intense to hold these poses as long as I did. And when I got done, I felt like $1,000,000.
And holding poses, I feel like it's so different. It's almost harder.
It is harder.
You know what I mean? Than
But
like
it's better.
doing something. Yeah, because it teaches like it's like learning how to be uncomfortable, basically. Okay. Are you going potty?
Yeah.
Okay. Wash your hands.
She said she was going to.
Thank you. Tell her 20 times. Okay, so for these,
Are you going to jump?
I'm gonna do, these are the push press, where you do like a bounce with your legs, and then you press up. But I use the lighter weight, so I think you're probably good. Yeah. Maybe, I would actually even go like this, come to think of it, and then push up like for your
Yeah, so I was
triceps.
watching that, and I'm like, okay, so you
squat
what's this?
a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and then you push, and then push your arms up, at the same time. It's like you're giving you a little bit of an extra.
So I'm using my legs and pushing
And
up
your
at the same
arms,
time.
yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if you were doing it at the same time. It was hard to tell.
Oh, I
because
probably wasn't.
It
It's
looked
like a
like you were-
coordination thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I get confused too because the jerk, is the other one. The jerk is that movement, but instead of just pushing up, you actually push up as fast as you can, catch it like this, and then stand up.
Oh.
So it's like using your arms as little as possible. So I like instinctively want to do that movement, which is a little bit different. This one is working, you're trying to work your triceps more.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, I'm sure that so push. Like, push. Like, so when I get in a hurry, I'm like, okay. You do as many as you feel.
I'm gonna just keep it at 15.
Yeah, the more I do, I can tell the more I'm trying to jerk it instead. Because your body also feel like it looks for the easiest way to do it, you know? Like your body is always trying, or I'm like, even if I'm not thinking about it, my body's always like trying to figure out how to like not work. Okay, we do slow jumps. These are like the freaking worst.
I'm gonna tell you one other thing, Lloyd. So because of this neck exercises, when I was meditating, before I would meditate and I could feel my head go down, and then I would be like, okay, I gotta get it straight. It only went down just a little bit. I mean, I'm just so amazed that it worked that fast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So my body's not collapsing, or my neck's not collapsing anymore. And it's easy to hold it up.
Yeah.
That's another thing. It helps with posture.
For sure. And I feel like it makes sense. Like, we're not meant to, not that you sit around all day, but like, you know, like we're not all day long.
You know, my nephew, his head's like this. Yeah. I mean, 6'5", but or 6'4.5", but still.
Yeah. That's like 2 times me. Yeah, the people, like actual athletes, they do those, but they squat like, can't even do it, like all the way down and then jump. I'm like, that's insane.
I mean, kettlebell athletes, right?
Yeah. Well, probably other athletes too, but like I was watching videos of like professional people just because I'm weird and I look up the movements or like, you know, how they should be done properly.
I saw a couple of really big books.
Oh, really?
On kettlebells.
Really?
On Amazon. And they were highly rated and like that. I thought of you, I don't know, like $10 or something. I can send you the link if I find them again. I'll look it up.
I love information.
How are you doing on the, have you had any chance to read it?
Speaking of loving information, I haven't read it in a while,
Okay.
but Sebastian just got a job.
Yeah, he told me, he showed me the card.
Oh, he did good, he told me, okay. So I think life is going to go back to normal more, you know, like be on a different schedule, because like, when he's here, I don't mind, but it's like, my whole day is like thrown off, you know, because like it's an additional person to take care of.
Right.
And so like, yeah, I've just been like dying. If you want to do regular swings, come to think of it, I'm going to do the overhead ones. Do you feel okay doing swings? Wait, A swing, I'm going to do this, but where it goes all the way up. But if you want to do this, like we were doing before, with that one, but do whatever.
Let's see, I was doing 10 last time, so I think.
If you do with both hands also, I think it's easier.
Okay.
If you feel more comfortable doing that.
Okay, so what's the proper?
So here,
tell me again.
No, you're fine. Have it, just a little bit ahead, so you can kind of pull it back and think about letting it go back to hit the wall. And then that deadlift movement where you're hinging at your hips, it's the same thing, but then you're going to push with your hips and squeeze your butt cheeks and kind of let the momentum of the bow move. Do you want to try it once?
Yeah, see if I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so my knees are bent?
Yeah, actually, no more. Yeah, that's good. Try and think of sitting back instead of squatting. Yeah, there you go. And then pull it back.
How do I start?
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
And then pull it back and then push with your hips. Yeah, and then remember, let your arms kind of fall until they hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it takes a second to like remember.
What was I doing? It's been a while since I've been here.
Yeah?
Over a week.
Remember really fast. Okay, so I'm going to do a lot. I think you should do like...
I'll try 15.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm just going to look a little different. Kind of becomes like, I feel like it's like running when you find like a rhythm, like kind of meditative like that.
Yeah.
And then you get really tired and I'm like, oh, never mind.
I'm really glad that you get my sense of humor in the text.
Oh, it's because it's my sense of humor.
Well, so Donna can't see that well, so she wants to make sure that it's not, her clothes aren't wrinkled. She wants to make sure she likes looking good.
That's cute. How did you meet her?
A friend of my sister's was delivering to her Meals on Wheels for over a year, so she got to know her real well. And then Donna her house got broken into last year by a guy who stood at the end of her bed. And she says, anyway, she said, so she's been scared and she wanted to have a roommate so that she wasn't alone.
Yeah.
Especially since she can't see very well and she can't hear very well. 85.
Yeah.
And she picked me.
Oh. How long have you lived with her now?
Since February 26th or something.
I remember my mom telling me when you got when you started doing that.
Well, I look forward to having you all over.
Yeah.
When we can.
Life gets.
Yeah.
Who knows when?
A new normal.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what's
so now we're doing same thing. That was it. So rows, if you want to use those ones, the same. Like put your hand on your knee, and then pull it. My arms are already tired. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm doing rows too. They told me to think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. Or one. Yeah. I don't like these.
I bought some resistance bands,
Oh, nice.
so if it doesn't work for me to come over,
Yeah.
I can do
Have-
just
you can
against
do
the door. And,
Basically everything with them.
yeah, and it has a little chart about what to do, and
That's awesome. That's super useful. And like, I know people, I feel like, think that they don't do anything, but pretty sure making your muscles work and know the difference between, you know, whatever it is you're doing.
well, I didn't want to buy 10-pound weights and say, oh, I need 15, and
Yeah.
this one.
And yeah, they're expensive.
What they do is they clip on more and pull more
awesome.
resistance bands. It's
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it works the same. That's super cool.
She's out. I didn't even hear the toilet flush.
She probably never touched it.
Oh.
And I'll randomly like, the other day, push the toilet.
Let me flush it in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so squats now. I think you use that one. Because I think these are a little bit harder. Where you hold it behind, yeah. I think they're harder on your knees. Oops. My knee. Yeah, the quiet is nicer without the kids.
It's my first time. It's awesome.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like, I'm waiting.
I mean, we could zip through this really fast.
Yeah. So next are deadlifts.
And that'll give you, more time to do other things like read.
I know.
I get 2 hours. I'm
Yeah.
just an hour and a half working out and then a
Yeah.
half hour reading.
I have to like, and especially now I think when everything goes back to like a normal schedule, like I usually try to have my day, the more organized I am, the more relaxed I am, you know, or like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm more on top of everything.
Deadlift.
Deadlift, yeah. What is, I think you use this one.
Okay, what am I doing?
This one is between your heels, and then you hinge back, and then you straighten, pull up, and squeeze your butt cheeks at the top.
Okay. Can you just do one, please?
Yeah, no, you're totally
I'm
fine.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry, you're fine. So try and keep your back straight and hinge like you're gonna touch the wall with your butt, and then push up through your heels, and then straighten up at the top. Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Okay.
And like try to feel it in your hamstrings. Like once you feel the tension in your hamstrings, that's when you know that you're doing it right. But not too much, obviously. And this is the same movement that you use when you do the swings.
Okay. This is called the push press.
The next one's
Oh,
the deadlift.
deadlift.
This is deadlift. Yeah. And this one, I think you're already doing this, but like you want to have your knee, I think like your doctor said too, like you don't want your knee to go over your foot more. You want it to just be in a straight line the whole time.
Right.
When you do a squat, which is probably why they're harder on your knees, when you squat, your knee does go ahead of your foot. And so
You notice that?
it's supposed to.
Oh, it's
Somewhat.
supposed to. Oh.
Not like a lot, but like, I don't know if you can tell, like,
Oh,
so this is a
I was the
squat.
one who told her that it's not supposed to.
No, you're right. It's not supposed to. Generally, I think they say don't do that. But when you do a squat, the squat movement is like this.
Yeah,
And when
I
you
noticed
do-
that your knee is almost right even with your toe or just a little bit on
Yeah.
your toe. So you're
Yeah.
not going out.
I try, and I think bodies are different too. But like when you do a deadlift, the focus should be moving your butt back instead of moving your body forward. If that makes sense. These are, I think you did with that one. I think you have it like this. And then you push and then push up.
Yeah. How many are you at?
12. Gosh, my arms are so tired today.
It's giving me energy.
Making me
I
tired.
feel as tired as I did when I got here.
Good. I know. I feel like I'm like that too. But then there's like a place where I just hit the wall, and then I'm just like, okay. It's like, what's it called? Like a runner's high?
Yeah, I love
You know? Yeah, like such a real thing.
that. I used to get it every time I ran.
Yeah, yeah. I went for a run the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Like, and then I'm just like smiling to myself as I'm running. People are probably like,
I was smiling when I was riding my bike. Oh, I'm so happy. And people were waving at me.
That's awesome. It's so nice. People here are so friendly. Oh, these are squat jumps. Okay, get them over with.
Last set. You're doing great.
I know. It's really not even that bad. I get like a kettlebell high too, I think. So now it's just swings and then we're done.
It's fast.
No,
Did you find your yoga mat?
I think it's in here.
Well, why don't you look for it after we do this last set, because you're supposed to do them all together. I'm
You're right.
supporting you here.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to distract
No,
you.
you're totally. I'm actually worried that I might be at our storage.
You worry about what?
That Matt might be at our storage. They have like a storage place that we went.
Okay, well, we can see which ones we can do without the mat, or you could try it without the mat, and then get it.
My grandpa, because I guess you know my dad's Indian, and so my grandpa's like Indian, or was, and
What we call Eastern Indian,
Eastern
opposed to
Indian.
Western Indian,
yeah,
Native American.
he always did yoga, always every morning, and he would always meditate every morning, and he had when I was young, when I would see him, that was like our thing, that I would do yoga. So I always have that fun, feeling for it, just because I always think of my grandpa, but
Yeah, that's cool. I saw a dad and a son. His son must have been this tall, running together.
Oh,
It was so cute.
that's so cute. I want to do that one.
Especially when it's something that's healthy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To do with the kids.
And to teach them. My mom never taught me the importance of exercise. Not for how you look, the importance of it for your health, she never.
It wasn't something that she
It just
really
never,
did.
yeah. And she was healthy, but she just never. And I wouldn't force them to play sports or anything, but I've never played a sport. I've never learned all of the things. I feel like they come along, learning to be on a team. I feel like that's something that I never learned in that type of atmosphere, or learning to push yourself physically. All of those things are so important that I've never realized. So I figured it out on my own, I guess.
So I'm doing this.
You're gonna do regular swings. So for those ones, you have it forward a little bit, and then hinge back, and try and keep your knees over your feet, and then pull it back, and then push with your hips. And if you remember the towel exercise that we did, where you you want to let it fall as far as it can,
And then go back.
and then hinge back. Yeah. That was it. Okay. Yeah, I know. Right?